That's fucking brilliant. Well done.
You're out of control.
Oh my god! These are 80% crickets. I love this game!
We love this game! Steve Bartlett's just had to go off.
I've got some bad news, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, how I start my morning, every morning, pretty much every morning, sometimes it's in the evening, but with a big workout, got a big day ahead of me. Business meetings, a podcast with Russell Brand, lots of reviews, investment conversations with my team, preparation for the vlog, lots of things going on today. Another really, really busy day in my life. And the best way to start these busy days is here at Until. I'm the marketing co-founder of this business. I'm an investor in this company. It is the home of wellness practitioners here in London, and it's the place that I train in the morning. So beautiful equipment, lots of space, nice and quiet. And it's got treatment rooms, it's got gyms, it's got therapy rooms, it's got cryo chambers, it's got hyperbaric chambers, it's got it all here. So come here in the morning, get a session in, use the facilities, crack on with my day. I've been loyal to my gym regime ever since March 2020 when the pandemic hit the world, and I saw the correlation between our existing health and our health outcomes and how health was the foundation of everything in my life. So in order to honor that commitment, if I believe that, the way you honor that is with your behavior. So sleep and working out are two non-negotiables in my day, regardless of what time it happens. You'll see sometimes in this vlog, it happens at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's not the most advisable way to work out. I don't advise that on anybody at all. But for me, it's my way of keeping my commitment to myself. And that's the most important thing for me. Even if I come and do a 10-minute workout or a 5-minute workout or a 2-hour workout, it's the fact that I kept a commitment to myself. And so that's what I do. I stay committed to working out every day. There's no such thing as too busy. I used to say I was too busy. I used to believe it as well. I used to say I was too busy to work out. If we're all honest with ourselves, it is just a case of priorities. Because if you observe somebody, what they do with their free time, what you'll find is they do what they want to do. So there's no such thing as too busy. None of us are too busy, we just have priorities, and understandably so sometimes, because sometimes for people, their priorities are raising young kids. Sometimes those priorities manifest in other ways in terms of professional obligations because we have mortgages to pay, and those are your priorities. But it's important to say those are your priorities as opposed to saying you can't work out because you don't have the time. It's a case of priorities. And again, I've said this in, I think, vlog number 2. Because language does, I think, build and form the beliefs we have. The reason why language is so important is because it can empower or disempower ourselves. So what I would say to myself is, I don't have the time based on my priorities, or it's not a priority for me right now to work out. At least then you have control, right? At least then you're giving yourself that control to make a different set of decisions when you have, when life frees up, enough space for you to make something else your priority. It's difficult, but it's useful because I think it's empowering. And that gives me the power to pull the strings of my future. So anyway, time to work out. Hello, you right? Feels like it's been months. How are you? You good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? Got a big smile on your face. Sun's shining. Hey mate, you right? Hello, you right? Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, yeah, good.
Hello everybody, you right? Good to see you all. It's been forever. Yeah, really good. You guys don't need high fives. I see you, because I see you all so often. These guys I don't see as much. Nice dress. Yeah, I'm a bit knackered. Bit knackered. I'm not normally out of the office this long, but
yeah, she's literally busy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 4 weeks is up
Ends today, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm here for 20 minutes today. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Busy day today, so I'm going to keep it moving. Right now I have a meeting with Flight Story, which is my marketing agency. The company now has 3 offices here in London, 1 in Manchester, 1 in LA, it has people in South Africa and in New York, so it's growing very, very quickly, very exciting. We're about to launch a new product at Flight Story, which is an AI audit. It means we go into companies and we audit how they're using AI to make sure they're making the most of it. So I've got a meeting now with some of the marketing team at Flight Story to discuss the launch of the AI audit campaign. We're working on a video to announce the launch. They're showing me the first draft. I'll give my feedback, we'll discuss.
I'll see the second draft, third draft, fourth draft, and then it will go out. One of my big roles and responsibilities across all my companies is the marketing, it's the creativity, it's the vision, and it's the overarching strategy, I should say. And that really is the case with all of us. The things that we love doing the most tend to be the things we're good at. It's actually quite funny that I have this book in front of me, Ikigai, which talks exactly about that. When we have something we're good at, when we have something we enjoy, which we think is of service to the world and we can be paid for, that is our Ikigai, as the Japanese people would say. And for me, marketing, understanding the science of brand building and storytelling, that is my Ikigai. So that's the meeting I'm going to now. I'll show you some of that meeting and then we've got to keep it moving. Very, very busy day today.
As an ongoing rule for videos and stuff, I think it's always important to say very specific things. And when we say things that feel broad, we're actually saying nothing. So when we say, if the thumb stop here is like, AI is creating opportunities to solve problems that we've not solved before. You see what I mean? There's nothing there, is there? You didn't say anything to me. You didn't tell me anything. You didn't tell me that you can save me $27 million in 6 minutes. Which is the antithesis, which is really specific. And your brain goes, oh my God, that's... And we're actually just talking about this because we're doing some editing for some videos we're doing, and and when we think about our thumbnails, we always find that the thumbnails that perform best are specific. So instead of me saying, we can make you a millionaire, a thumbnail that performs better is turning $97 into $12.3 million in 4 days. So the balance the rules we have for writing copy in our team are specific, but appeals to everyone and emotional.
Okay, back at my desk super quickly. Just wanted to give some context as to why I was saying that. In my book, this book, I did a ton of research on the brain, how it works, and why it chooses what it pays attention to. But also over the last sort of 10 years of producing videos, articles, content across every social media platform, I've learned some really interesting things about the type of language that makes people click the most, but also makes people the most interested. And my framework for that is specific, emotionally compelling, and broad appeal. And that's what I was explaining to my marketing team. When I say specific, what I came to learn is that the brain has this remarkable ability to discount and ignore information that is not interesting and that it doesn't need to pay attention to. Think about being in like a busy train station. There's so much sound and stimulus that it conserves itself, it conserves its bandwidth for only the things that are important. Usually the things that produce some kind of threat or fear or danger, right? And the same applies for marketing and creative work. If you use cliche, generic language, just like wallpaper, the brain will just ignore it. And this is what I call the brain's wallpaper filter. The brain filters out anything that's not interesting. The best copy, the best language is specific in the words that you use, and I'll explain that. It is emotionally compelling and it has broad appeal. So instead of writing an article or doing a thumbnail that might say something like, how to be motivated, which is super cliche and we've all heard a million times, you'd say something like, I read 172 studies on the science of motivation. Here's how to finally change your life. That sentence is so specific, 114 studies on the science of motivation. So it says motivation is a science, there's 114 studies, I've read them all, and you can finally change your life, which is an acknowledgement to the viewer of how many times they've tried and failed. That is brilliant copy. So when I'm going through all of our creative work that's going to touch the world, I'm looking to apply that filter to it. If you can do that in all of the copy you produce, honestly, your work will go so much further. I just wanted to give you that context. I have a podcast with Russell Brand now, so I'm gonna go crack on with my research, get that done, and then I've got some phone calls with Third Web, which is my company in San Francisco, my software business, and then I'm gonna go to do some football training, football practice ahead of Soccer Aid. Quite nervous about that, actually. Very nervous about it. For you lot that don't know, I'm a big Man United fan, and this year's Soccer Aid is at Old Trafford, which is Manchester United's ground. And since I was a kid kicking that ball against the shed back in Plymouth, I think I always dreamed of having a chance to play at Old Trafford. Like you always, as a young kid that supports United, you always kind of dream that. I don't know. I think I thought I was going to be a professional footballer at one point, and then when your hopes and dreams of that ever happening are shattered, and I dabbled at maybe trying to be a dentist and then a surgeon, and then I was too dumb to be any of those things. My grad just wasn't going to cut it grades wise. Ultimately I settled for business, but the dream of playing at Old Trafford still remain, so I'm very, very excited. And I've been thinking over the last 12 months, how can I take this audience a little bit deeper and offer a little bit more value? How can I show you the things that naturally you don't get to see when the cameras here on the Diary of a CEO stop rolling? I'm launching this new channel where you will get to see every day, every aspect of my life. Was that a bit too soft? As a boom?
Say that again.
Every day, every aspect of my life.
It means something, doesn't it? Yeah.
One thing I might suggest is you Polaroid those images you've taken and you slam them on the screen.
The
Soccer Aid, Stormzy, then unravel. Cool. See what I mean?
Yes.
Because those Polaroids, I think that you've got such brilliant pictures. Might as well use them. I know you use them in the timeline thing.
Yeah,
that's a really good moment. You're going to get to see every day, every aspect of my life. It's all those pictures that I love. I love all the actual behind the scenes things. So here's maybe the biggest point of feedback that I'm going to say throughout this is in this moment here, my brain goes,
It's not accepted to Raya.
You're out of control. You're out of control. You got accepted to Raya.
Yeah.
You're out of control. No, come on, no, let's make this about you, Holly.
Okay.
So
my
what's
profile's
happened?
not up and setting yet.
Sorry?
I've just been accepted to Raya.
Oh my god! What does that mean for us?
It's a cool dating app.
Oh my god, that is so congratulations.
That's hilarious.
I'm so happy for you. Now let's go back to the important stuff.
Sophie's been rejected. Are you serious?
Okay, let's not get distracted now. Anyway, the biggest point of feedback I was going to give you here is when we did that then, when we said, oh, this is Will. Will is joining me on this journey. Will has relocated from Edinburgh, moved to London at the drop of a hat. Why did you leave university, Will? In my head, I go, there's such a big story here. We should stop. And we should, you know when those sitcoms, they like break the third wall? And they go, 1 second, let's just have a look. And it kind of cuts away to the diary room. Here, I want to speak about your decision making. So my point here is, what if we just pause there and it cut to the diary room?
Come out.
You came out of it and I did like a meta-analysis on what just happened. Let me pause there for 1 second. Some of you might be thinking that this is a terrible decision from Will, but I think when you're young, you have 5 buckets to fill. The reason I'm saying this is not just because I think that's it would add, but it's actually because in this whole thing, we don't have enough value.
Yeah.
So one of the pillars of like what I want people to come away with is, oh my God, I learned something when I click that button.
Yeah.
When I click that button to watch this every week, I'm going to learn something about business, about da-da. What we're doing is we're observing, we're a fly on the wall. So by adding these elements of the diary room, we get the actionable insight, which is the why. Don't tell people that you eat expensive steak, because they will put me in the newspapers. Steve Bartlett feeds his dog Wagyu steak. And they will say bad things about you. They'll call you spoiled, privileged. Avocado? No? He's a good boy. Okay, so I was at an event a couple of weeks ago, and this young lad came over to me and told me he'd started a business turning crickets into food. I thought the same, okay? But then he shoveled a spoonful of it into my mouth, and it was actually really, really good. And then he sent me an email, and I said, come into our little Diary of a CEO loft here and show the team how yummy your crickets are. And so he's come in and he's made some cricket tacos and some...
You like that?
Really?
Yeah, you like that one.
So these are 80% crickets. It's good. I mean, 18% crickets.
Yeah, yeah. So it's 3 ingredients. It's crickets, wheat gluten. So it's
like flour from bread,
Yeah.
but without the starch and salt.
And why not just have why shouldn't I just have beef or chicken?
Well, so you're looking at 2,000 times less CO2. I mean, the reason we're doing this is because we need to fix the food system. That's sort of the starting point. CO2, massive issue. 80% of deforestation in the Amazon is a direct result of beef, cattle farming. This stuff is all reared in Cambridgeshire, in vertical farms, so really, really sustainable. Local, posh crickets, like we sort of like to joke. They're mad good for you, and they taste great.
So I get the sustainable piece. Nutritionally, why is this better than me having chicken?
You're looking at about 30% more protein than chicken.
Okay.
So it's about 30% protein.
So 30 grams of protein in that.
30 grams, yeah.
It's really tasty. I mean, I'm just eating like 7, so
Thank you.
I'm sure you were talking to me, but I was so focused on the food. It was so yummy.
Thank you, that's great.
You've done a really good job. Really good job. And I can really see, I can see it doing really well. And I can see it doing well, A, because it tastes good, B, because people do care about sustainability, and C, because it's a compelling story. Like, and you think about like how things will travel and move and stuff.
Yeah.
This is interesting to this audience because it is so unusual.
100%.
Maybe the time is now. You've taken a really obscure thing, which is kind of compelling, and you've made it taste good. And that's good for my health, good for the world. You go, what's missing? What's missing?
I think the story right now. Well, the story's about pushing the story out. It's a distribution of the story,
Okay.
and marketing.
Marketing.
And that's where, you know, we would love your help.
How could I help? How could you see me being involved?
Well, I mean, we love what you've done with Perfect Ted, right? You know, looking at it as a sort of as a media problem, as a marketing problem, and I think this is exactly what this is. Happy to leave this with you.
This is
we're chatting to Danny. We're raising money right now.
Yeah.
Would love to have you.
You're in
involved.
touch with Danny?
Touch Danny.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, we think it could be a lot of fun playing with the marketing side. And
I think it could be as well. I'm really interested. That's actually why you're here, because obviously I wanted the team to try it, but also I think it's for the reasons I said earlier about there being a compelling story, it being of the moment, and it being a good product. I think there's potentially something there. So Danny will be in touch with you guys immediately following this, and we'll work as a kind of threesome to see if we can get something done.
Amazing stuff, man. Thanks so much.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Have fun on the journey, mate.
Thanks, Stephen. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Cheers.
Okay, work done here. Gonna jump in a cab, get changed. I've got a phone call with Farquhar, who's the co-founder of my company, Third Web. He's out in San Francisco, so in my life, typically my Third Web related work will start from about 6 p.m. until I fall asleep, because pretty much all the team are out in San Francisco or New York City. In the car, I'm gonna take a call with him, and I'm on my way to football training, where I'm gonna be doing some training for Soccer Aid. Need to get changed, need to call Farquhar. I'm gonna do that in the car. Come with me, very, very busy day. All these days are busy. You'll come to learn if you watch this vlog for long enough. There's really not a lot of spare time, but I love my life and I'm very, very grateful. So yeah, it is what it is. Work-life balance, you have no work-life balance. I'm happy, okay? I'm happy. I'm very, very happy.
Right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. Where are you at Tuesdays?
London, just left the office.
Nice.
On my way to do some training.
Nice.
Proper football weather, this. Proper football weather.
Oh shit.
Everything's in the touch.
I feel like something's going on there where I'm dragging it because like I land like that.
In game scenarios, you're never going to go flat foot.
Yeah.
Reason being, if they touch you, you're going to fall over.
Yeah.
You are going to get close.
game.
Good bit of competition for maximum speed. In third place we have Patrice. Teammate, an old teammate, overtook him slightly. Nani. Second place with 25.85 kilometers per hour.
Unbelievable.
Top spot for maximum speed for World 11 was Stephen Bartlett. 25.
Ah, it's good. Very good. Right, another day, another 8-a-side. Let's have it. Stephen Bartlett, diary of the CEO, banging the GoPro.
You're our best chance of all time.
Steve Bartlett's just had to go off, little hamstring injury. Day before the game it don't look good, but I hope you're all right, mate. Blimey now. Timing.
I've got some bad news, guys. Last day of training, scored a hat-trick. I was in on for my fourth goal because I think I was playing well, playing hard because the manager was here, and I've pulled my hamstring muscle, so I'm not going to be playing tomorrow at Old Trafford. I'm currently on crutches with a compression bandage around my hamstring, and I heard a pop and I went down with a sharp pain in my leg, so it's over for me. But it's funny because people are coming up to me and saying like, oh, you must be devastated. Obviously I've been training for this for about 4 or 5 months, and it's my childhood dream to play at Old Trafford, but I just can't do anything about it. So I don't see the, I can't quite get myself into a point of sadness or whatever because I can't do anything about it. I can't change it. So it doesn't feel like it's worth my energy to be sad about it or anything. And also, just this whole experience over these last 3 days has just been an absolute dream come true for me. So I'm just so happy for that. I feel really, really grateful. And even the minute they pulled me off the pitch and I got pulled into the physio's room, I said that I had a smile on my face because I've just had such a good time. So just about to get on the coach and go up to Manchester, a 4-hour drive, and I'll just support the team. Let's do this.
Well, you've got some injury news as well. Is it poor Stephen Bartlett?
Stephen Bartlett, yeah, he's not playing tonight, which is really sad, but I know he's still going to amp them on and he's going to be good vibes regardless.
Poor guy's been taking this.
That's what I'm saying. They're serious. They're not taking this as a joke.
I bumped into him at like a promo shoot 3 months ago and he was like, I'm out there every day. I'm training. I feel so sorry for him.
Bless him.
Thank you, Joella.
Okay, so I've got my results back from my MRI scan and I have a grade 3 tear in my hamstring. The way they described it to me is, imagine these 4 fingers. A grade 3 tear is that. 3 of the fingers are gone and there's just 1 finger left. So I've been limping around everywhere, I can barely walk. What's interesting is, immediately as it happened, despite how much I was desperate to play at Old, I was having the game of my life. This whole weekend, I've played the best I've ever played in my entire life. I actually came into training at Soccer Aid thinking that I was kind of out of shape and I hadn't done a ton of cardio, and I thought, gosh, I'm gonna be so bad. And then I got to training. Over the 2 days, I must have scored about 12 goals. In the last game, I scored 5 goals or something, and then I got the top speed faster than fucking Usain Bolt. And then, within 5 minutes of the last training session, before the big game, pop, I just knew straight away. I took my whoop, I threw it, and then 5 seconds later, it was all okay. Despite the pain in my leg, it was all okay. And the reason it was okay was because I knew instantly that I wasn't playing. I knew instantly. The minute I felt that pop and I hit the ground, within 5 seconds, I knew I'd a bad injury and I knew I was not playing anymore. And the most interesting thing of all of this for me was the speed in which I got to acceptance. There's like phases of grief in our lives when we lose something that matters to us, whether it's a boyfriend or a job or whether it's an opportunity. And for some reason that I'm really, really happy with, I went from realizing that I'd done something. So I went from a rejection, right? The loss, the grief moment, straight to acceptance. Just like that. And I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that carried me to the medical room and to all the medical staff who took care of me. It's really interesting, everybody coming up to me and saying like, oh man, you must be so gutted you're not playing. And in my head, I couldn't understand it because I just felt fine. Do you know what it was as well? Is I just had the best weekend playing football with so many amazing people. The Soccer Aid experience is just an absolute dream come true. And as is the case with much of our lives, I think, how you respond determines your results. So my plan is to react well, is to do what my physio tells me to do, to get back training, get back running. In Soccer Aid 2024, hopefully I'll be asked to come back, and I'll use that as an opportunity to live out my boyhood dream, even if I get to play for 10 minutes. It'd be amazing. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for being here. The fact that you got to the end of this vlog means the world to me, and hopefully that's a sign that you enjoyed something you saw here. Every single week, me and Will are fighting in a way that I just can't explain to make this thing better. We are, what, 4 episodes in now? I hope you've enjoyed the last 3. I hope you've enjoyed the 4th. Please stick with us. Please be with us. I get to see some of the names in the back end of you guys that have subscribed to this channel. And I really, really appreciate you, because this is going to be a long journey, right? You're going to be with me, hopefully, for the next 10 years on this channel, filming everything as we navigate the next 10 years. And you guys, you early subscribers, are the ones that we hear from the jump. So by hitting that subscribe button, you're saying, I was 57,000th in the line watching these videos, and I will be eternally grateful. Hope you enjoy it, man. Hope you enjoy it.